Welcome ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls to my channel. This is your boys Majesty with a quick tutorial on how to play Call of Duty competitively with your friends or teammates.
This is a 50-50 for me. I either do the worst or best. There's no in between.
The main thing of focus is the minimap. It's literally the basics. People forget about it so much. Using your teammates as information, using the minimap as information is number one in playing competitive Call of Duty. I knew I had a teammate up in the top left building and the enemy team was not attacking, so I got on the hardpoint to initiate the first battle. That started off the game.
From the water. Right, one more. Nice. Someone jump in. We need to get time on these kind of things. When we have it, Keenan, you stay up there. All good.
You never want to commit to the first hardpoint. You only use it for scrap points and to get a rotation for the second one. That is why my team here was trying to push through to get to the second hardpoint. Noticed the instant transition after I got a kill, as I would not like to stay in one place, as I would have been called out and on the minimap my information would have been given out. We had failed to set up for the second hardpoint, so at this point what you need to do is play for picks. There is no need to rush in there like a headless chicken. You will keep just dying and losing the gunfights. Either have your team already surrounded and jump in at once, or just play for picks slowly as I did and then try and push through it and see if that works.
Back cut. Fuck it. Make it scrappy even if they need that shit, everything that shit, same takes it, all that.
As you heard me right there, if you are unsuccessful, then second, you need to use your whole team's nades, stuns, use everything you got. You need to throw the other team off and you need to use everything you have to get it. Gunfights aren't going to win you the hill every single time. We had broke through, it was a little too late, but we got some points nonetheless. But the main number one thing in hardpoint is rotation. If you are dying at the 20-second mark or you have just respawned, you should never be pushing for the old hill. Unless you are right there, there is no need for you ever to go back to the old hardpoint. 20 seconds on, you always go and rotate, or you should already be set up at the next one. One of the main things people keep forgetting, and it's always to check the minimap. Every 10 seconds you should be having a quick scan. It should become so subconscious to you at this point that every 10 seconds your brain is like, look at the minimap. I use it to gather so much of my information, hence I look at my teammates, I look where they're facing, if they're fighting anyone, and then I'm able to tell exactly where the enemies are coming from, like every single time.
They're all back.
Giving and gathering information from and to your teammates is very key. Notice how every call out I try and give to my teammates, let them know where they're coming from, how many there are, all that helps build up. Your teammates might get extra kills, you might get extra kills, you will just be more aware as a whole group in general. The reason me and my team weren't pushing through to get those spawns at the end is there was only a couple 20-30 seconds left. You do not want to fight for an old hardpoint spawn at that point, as it will get flipped on you. You'll end up at the old spawn and your enemy team will be spawning at the opposite side of the map at the new hill, which is why I already had my teammate rotating over and he did that for me. As you can see now, I am set up in hill and ready to go. I tell them you can set up somewhere else. Always make sure you only need one person in the hardpoint. There is no need to have multiple people sitting in the hardpoint. That is stupid. So if you're a team who has multiple people sitting in the hardpoint, tell me if you're successful. Just tell me if you are or not. Yeah.
He's still there.
Notice how whenever a teammate of mine would die in the general direction, sometimes I would glance over to that area to then cover up. You need to all be well in sync with your team. One teammate should be in hardpoint, one should be watching mid lane, one left, one right. If someone dies, you end up covering that lane, and that is how you work. You do not all tunnel vision, you do not all need to be looking the same way. You all need to work together, give information. When someone dies, someone else cover for him, and if he dies, someone else cover for him, and then if that, you're going to get broken anyways. Well, that is the best way to go about this. And once again, if your team ain't moving in sync to the next hardpoint, you will get caught off just like I did right here. We were a bit too slow in the rotation and hence they got it.
This one, to be honest, just keep trying to make it scruffy even if you can't get full time.
What I meant to say was make it scrappy there, but yeah, as I said, once you cannot get the hard point and you're all not in it and breaking it or causing problems, then chuck your stuns, your flashes, whatever is allowed. If you are playing CDL rules, chuck your semtexes, anything to slow them down and throw them off.
I think we got spawns. I think Kevin's Oi, Keenan, no battle rifles allowed, no battle rifles allowed.
And always double check that your teammates are not using weapons that they shouldn't be.
I've got back.
Once again, always making sure to let my teammates know what I'm doing, and hence they were also letting me know what they were doing, which helps to just have a clearer idea of where the enemy could be.
Alright, we're back to fast. Now we know how this works.
This Call of Duty is heavily based around pre-aim, and the time to kill is definitely going to get fixed in the update, I can guarantee you all that. But right now the time to kill is insane. Pre-aiming has a lot of perks. You know, you're pretty much going to win 7 out of 10 gunfights that you're already pre-aimed unless you come across a demon. But yeah, if you aren't that well at movement type, considering this is much of a movement COD compared to the last few, you want to slow down your gameplay, take your time, aim a bit more, and start realizing spawns. Start learning the spawns in the maps you play. Learning spawns is such a key thing that people forget about. See if you know when and how and why the enemy is spawning there. Once you have all that information in your back pocket, you don't need nothing else. You've got everything you need there. You've got the guns. Your guns will be obviously attuned to yourself, especially with the new tuning system. Go out in the firing range, go out and test your guns, tune it, give it more recoil, give it more ADS, whatever you need to make the gun right for you. Make sure you go and do that. Take all advantage of everything COD has given us this year. For the things they take away, slide cancel, but it doesn't matter. Slide cancel's gone, fine. They give us something new, we move on. It's COD. It always happens. Now notice how I always kept switching my aim in between where I feel like my teammates would need help. Now that I knew one teammate was down, I knew enemies were there, and there goes the second one, which is why I'm now more focused on this than I was on the pond at the left hand side. I know there's enemies here now. I got them gone, and now I'm just gonna relax, slow down, and just aim. Because I know most of the enemies will just keep pushing out that line. I've got teammates spawning on the left watching that, so I know there's no need for me to watch that. Just use your teammates as information. See, I did die, but I did die from where I knew the enemies were. It wasn't simply I got flanked or anything. You always have to use your teammates and your minimap as your information. I cannot reiterate enough how many times people do not look at their minimap. Start looking! Every once in a while, make sure to change up your flow, change up your play. Don't always attack from the same lane. Don't always go the same path you do. For example, this time I just tried to flank round. I hadn't been flanking for a while, so I'll see if that worked. And it didn't, so no, fine. It didn't work. That doesn't mean I'm going to go all the way and try and flank again. That's a waste of time. You don't want to do that. You want to get right back into action. If you failed one time, that's fine. Switch it up, try something else, but you got to be quick with it. Now, once again, I did fail, but my teammate made up for it. It's as simple as that. But imagine I went all the way for a flank. That would have never happened. He would not have killed me, then my teammate might not have killed him. Everything happens for a reason, man. Everything happens for a reason. Now all we had to do was make sure that we're nice and rotated for this one. If we managed to hold a good amount of time, we knew the game was right in our pockets right here, so there's no need to fight for those little points. If you have a lot of points and you're leading, there's no need to fight for scraps. Just always make sure you don't lose your cool and you're set up for next, just like we were. On a little side note, I mean, I feel like I shouldn't have to mention this to a bunch of grown men and women who would play this game, and even, you know what, even the teenagers, but they should be demons, right? It's cover. When you are pre-aiming, I see so many people, so many noobs online, they just be standing out, running out in the open, pre-aiming out in the open, like they're scumpy. Like, bro, you are not scumpy. Stop. Take cover. Use head glitches, do what you got to do. Stop jumping out there like you are a pro player when you are not. If you were a pro player, you would not be watching my video right now, yeah?
Rotate, don't push for that. Stay here, at the water building.
Once again, little things like keeping teammates in check, making sure we're not pushing for things we shouldn't be, making sure we're set up when we should be, and making sure everyone is just watching different directions and not all tunnel visioning. That is very key here. Me and my teammate had a bit of a miscommunication, and it led to, oh, this.
It's fine. Just look at the minimap, it's always on the minimap.
Unless you are a full squad of demons, it is good to have a variety of different weapons. Have an AR on your team, have a SMG on your team, have a sniper on your team, whatever suits you best. Everyone will know what role suits them best, and try and implement that into your teams and see if those roles work out better for you or not. To sum things up, it's literally 3 things. The minimap, your teammates, and communication. Those are the 3 main things that will make your team play better competitively in Call of Duty, and you as a whole. Once you start improving on those things, looking at the minimap, using your teammates as information, even if you're not in a CDL match, even if you're in a pubs match, you can use the teammates dying as information. It's those 3 simple things: minimap, teammates, communication. That's all. You work well with those, you're going to get better as a single player and a competitive player. But yeah, those are literally the basics. That being said, this is bringing this video to an end. I hope I was able to give a little bit of information on how to actually play Call of Duty competitively for yous. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you can leave a like, sub and comment. Really helps out. It's been your boy Mazzy Slays. I'll catch you next time.